21 minutes down, 4 p.m. here in Liberia. It's a beautiful, beautiful Sunday afternoon. Today is the 15th day of October 2023. Good afternoon to you wherever it is you watching us from across the world. Good afternoon from Liberia. Good afternoon to all those of you listening to us across the Spoon Network, either on Spoon 107.5 FM, Super 95.5, or better still, Fabric 101.1 FM. We're also being relayed across the country on several stations and frequencies. Live on Trust 88.7 FM in Bombing County, Premium 98.1 in Bong County, and the list goes on and on and on and on. Hope you're doing good. Our team is on their way to the headquarters of the National Elections Commission. Remember, today is day number 5 of updates since Liberians did go to the polls on the 10th of October 2023 to vote president, vice president, 73 representatives, and 15 senators. And the progressive tallying report has been pouring in from the National Elections Commission. We'll do a recap of the numbers that were released yesterday, the figures that were released yesterday by the NEC's chairperson, Madam Deviata Brown-Lassana. That is the president and vice president race. We'll be going over those figures as well. And meanwhile, we'll also be cutting across Montserrado, some districts, to bring you some provisional results from our reporters still getting reports from the field. So we'll definitely be bringing you the full press conference from the headquarters of the National Elections Commission. So that is going to happen, and you get all of what will be said from the hottest building. The NEC's headquarters is the hottest building now. It's the most talked about, is the most watched, the most gazed, the most listened to. When you say NEC coming to everybody run to the radio, listen. That is why, for your thirst and your hunger for information, to be abreast with what's happening, especially when it comes to these elections, the Spoon Network has left no stone unturned. From Lofa to Maryland, we've been giving you provisional resource. From Nimba to Bapolu, yes, we've been giving you provisional resource. From Grand Cru to Montserrado, we've been giving you provisional resource as well. At the end of the day, from now to the 25th of October, you definitely know which side of the coin this is turning to, whether it's going to the UP or it's going to the CDC, or it's going to be a second round as no party or candidate will accumulate 50% plus 1 vote. Well, let's wait a year on the numbers that will be coming out from the National Elections Commission. Yes, Luther P. Wayne, you said it right. The NEC is the most beautiful girl. The headquarters of the NEC, figuratively, is the most beautiful girl in the town. It's the most talked about. Yeah, we wait on the NEC more than any other thing these days. Since we went to the polls, we've been waiting on the NEC. If the NEC says the press conference is going to start at 4:30 and they even begin the press conference at 5, we will wait. Yeah, that's why the NEC is the most beautiful girl. The hottest seat right now in the country has been occupied by Madam Deviata Brown-Lassana. Yeah. All right, so let's go over some of the numbers, the numbers that were put out yesterday by the National Elections Commission when it comes to the president and vice president race in the country. We will be going over those numbers that were released by the National Elections Commission. And just as a recap, and then we'll go to Montserrado County to speak to some of our reporters who are still giving us provisional numbers from districts within Montserrado County. So you tell a friend that the Spoon FM and the Spoon Network's 2023 election update 360 is on, and they need to listen to their radios to get unbiased information from the Spoon Network. So these were the numbers released by the NEC or announced by the National Elections Commission on yesterday. So it is still the latest update on the website of the National Elections Commission. It says national tally. Preliminary results as of October 14th, 2023, 5:15 p.m. 2023 presidential elections results. Data entry progress 49.8%. That is 49.8% of the data has been entered. We've not reached the 100% mark yet. So the NEC, as of yesterday, did announce that they had received 49.8% of the 5,890 polling places in the country. That gives you 2,933 polling places across Liberia have been tallied so far. So if you do your maths, you take your phone or whatever device you use, you go to your calculator and you say 5890 minus 2933, it gives you 2,957. So you still have 2,957 polling places across the country that their results were not announced yesterday. So as to what percentage of these polling places that are still left to be announced will be announced today by the NEC, that's why we all watching and waiting patiently, irrespective of whichever political party you support, to get the results from the National Elections Commission. So let's go over the figures again. So according to the National Elections Commission, they have announced 2,933 polling places out of 5,890 polling places across the country, and that constitutes 49.8% of the total number of polling places tallied across the country so far. Total number of votes, that is both valid plus invalid votes that have been tallied, gives you 984,972. So according to the NEC, the total number of votes tallied and reported so far, that is the valid votes plus the invalid votes, gives you the number of 984,972, constituting 39.85% of the total number of votes across the country. So as per the figures released by the NEC, in the presidential race, you have Weah George Manneh of the CDC. Weah George Manneh of the CDC accumulating 415,895 votes, giving him a percentage of 44.58% of the total number of valid votes tallied so far. In second is Boakai Joseph N of the Unity Party, accumulating 402,137 votes, constituting 43.1% of the total number of valid votes tallied from the polling places that have been tallied across the country so far. In third, you have Kamara Lucini Senior F, ACOP, the All Liberian Coalition Party, with 19,363 votes, constituting 2.08% of the total number of valid votes tallied across the country so far. In fourth is Appeton Junior Edward of the GDM, accumulating 18,330 votes, percentage of 1.96 of the total number of valid votes tallied across the country. Fifth, Gonglo Tewan Say, LPP, total number of votes accumulated 17,571, percentage 1.88% of the total number of valid votes tallied across the country. In sixth is Cummins Alexander B, CPP, 15,220 votes, percentage 1.63% of the total valid votes tallied across the country. Seventh is Brown Allen Jr., LRP, 7,130 votes, constituting 0.76%. Simon Freeman of the MPC is in eighth, with 5,764 votes, constituting 0.62%. Trader William Wee of the DNA, 4,789 votes accumulated across the country, 0.51%. Turner Joshua Tom of the NLP, 4,380 votes across the country, constituting 0.47%. Wapo Jeremiah Zeh, vote. That is the party's name, vote. Accumulating 3,988 votes, percentage 0.43%. Yofi Luther End of the Rebuilders Party, 2,927 votes, 0.31%. Moniba Clarence K. Lenu, 2,455 valid votes accumulated across the country so far from the polling places tallied, giving you the percentage of 0.26. Kroma Bendu Alima, independent. Total number of votes accumulated across the country, 2,323, constituting 0.25%. Kuyate Sheikh A of the LFM, total number of votes accumulated across the country thus far, 2,245, constituting 0.24% of the total number of valid votes tallied so far. Kiamun David GB of the DPPL, 2,234 votes, constituting 0.24%. Collie Alexander N, RNC, that's the party's abbreviation, RNC, 1,912, constituting 0.2% of the total number of valid votes tallied across the country so far. Yanti Sarah Beslow, ALL, 1,630 votes accumulated across the country, constituting 0.17%. We have Maurice Robert Franz, an independent candidate, accumulating 1,452 votes. That constitutes 0.16%. And number 20th on the list is Miller Richard Say of the LFP, accumulating 1,234 votes. That constitutes 0.13% of the total number of valid votes tallied across the country thus far. So again, we will be keeping our eyes and our ears fixed and pinned on the headquarters of the National Elections Commission. Our production team is already en route there. The press conference is slated for 4:30 p.m., but it's already 3 minutes or 5 minutes gone, depending on what your watch says. And we are waiting for the NEC to continue to announce preliminary results or progressive tally results from across the country. The presidential race is still, well, too far to be called, but we have the two top contenders, the CDC and the UP stalwarts, already claiming that they have won these elections. Again, it's a percentage-based thing, and depending on where these polling places are tallied from, which regions, which counties, if you want to put it that way, which party is the strongest in these districts and where these polling places are located, these counties, determines how this percentage is going to go. Like whether it's going to go left, it's going to go left if your candidate is going to accumulate a much larger chunk of the percentage today, or is going to lose a much larger chunk of the percentage today. Whatever numbers other candidates are getting, as well, determines how this percentage thing works. And it's a good thing to see that Liberians are understanding gradually as compared to 2017, where you had people saying, oh, McKennedy had 39.2 yesterday, and he had again 15.5 today. So we're adding everything up to get in 78.9%. And how can they haven't announced or declared McKennedy as the winner for the legislative race? It's simple majority for the legislative race, whether the Senate or the House of Representatives. That is simple majority. Simple. Yes. One vote can make you win. One vote can make you win. Depending again, if the margin is not too much of a large one where the other candidate can contest the results, there is a margin for that as well. But in the legislative race, is simple majority. In the presidential race, which is the first round in our country, is a percentage-based thing, based on how much of the valid votes you got as compared to the total number of valid votes determines the percentage that you walk away with. And if a single candidate is able to attain or accumulate over 50% or 50% plus just a single vote, so don't get the plus one as 50% plus 1% to make it 51%. No, it is 50% of the total number of valid votes tallied across the country plus just one single vote. So if you're able to reach the 50% mark, but yet you don't have one single vote to take you 50% plus one, there will be a runoff. But if you're able to get 50% plus one vote or over the 50% mark, you can be and you will be declared a winner. But in the instance where neither part of the two parties or none of the parties contesting are able to get 50% plus one vote, the top two will then go to a runoff. And in that runoff, it is simple majority, where in Liberia we call it simple mistake, you are. But we're not talking runoff yet. We still are getting results from the National Elections Commission. When these results released have reached the 60-70% mark, where you have at least 70% of the total number of polling places around the country tallied, then you can start looking to see whether or not there's going to be a clear winner, a one-round victory, or there's going to be a runoff. So at least 70%, 75, 80% of the total number of polling places across the country, when they've been tallied, then you can start to see whether there is a margin that will not be covered up by the other party. That is when projections, the statisticians, the mathematicians, and the rest of the ticians, the political permutators, the rest of these things will start to play the number games, the room for error. What percentage of votes you think this other party is going to get, and all of that, to see whether or not the margin will be covered. So 70, my best guess, my best analytical standpoint is when this thing reaches the 75 to 80% mark of total number of polling places tallied across the country, then you see a gap emerge, a percentage gap and a total number of votes gap emerging. Then you start to do your political calculations, your mathematics, your permutations, your statistics, your analysis, and twist it so, ask another question, whether this is going to work. Okay, this is not my strongest hold. Okay, this is my strongest hold. What number do I need to get to accumulate to take this thing into a runoff or not? Looking at this place that the votes are coming from, where do we stand? Look, and everybody has got their tally sheets. If not, majority of the bulk of their tally sheets. And once you know where this is going, but the Liberian people have remained calm and patient enough, and they are waiting. And it's a plus that as compared to 2017, the Liberian people have done one better. As compared to 2017. 2017, there was a total lack of understanding in a very large number of how this percentage thing works. People are like, oh, we don't win, we win. Because the men get 39, then tomorrow when they guy una person there will go to 45, when the I order 10 or 15, then they go to 50, when the I order 20, then the men go to 78. Now we are understanding how it works. And even political party stalwarts are telling their people how it works. And so, as I said, we'll keep our eyes on the National Elections Commission. They are going to announce results today from the tallying that has been done. The NEC is going to announce results today. We're keeping our eyes and our ears on their headquarters. The time is usually 4:30 p.m., but we do know that since the first day they started announcing results, they always start somewhere around 5 p.m. thereabout. So keeping that constant, I can say we have approximately about 20 minutes to wait on the NEC to come up and start announcing these results today. Again, depending on where these numbers are coming from, it's going to show who's going to gather more of the percentage today. So we'll take a short musical break to connect with our team off mic, to make sure that we set and ready to bring you the NEC's press conference today. Once again, my name is Diamond Slanger, Nelson Cole, and the rest of the guys. They do make up the OB team headed to the National Elections Commission. We have our in-studio team here as well, making sure all of the technical things are dotted. We have dotted our technical I's and crossed our technical T's. So we'll be back right after this. Don't go away. This is the Spoon Network's coverage of elections 2023 in the country. We'll be back right after this. Okay, so for those of you listening to us via our various radio frequencies, we're getting images from the headquarters of the National Elections Commission there between 10th and 9th Street, Sinker. And once the press conference that is headed and addressed by the chairperson of the National Elections Commission, Madam Deviata Brown-Lassana, gets underway, we're definitely going to bring you the audio and video feed from that particular press conference as well. So you need not panic. We've got you covered. Our production team in-house is headed by Cyrus. That's Prince Hammond. Prince Hammond, popularly known as DJ Magic. All of the pictures and all of the audio quality, the good audio quality and everything that you get is been done and coordinated by Prince Hammond, also known as DJ Magic, a very strong young gentleman, very, very, very innovative as well. It was a pleasure having him on our team. And our editor, our in-house editor-in-chief is none other than Haji Masale. So Haji Masale is also making sure that we get all of our information that we need to share out with you. And Magic is also making sure that he does his magic to make sure you get all of the best picture and audio quality. Let's go back to the hall there, in the headquarters of the National Elections Commission, the conference room. Let's try to listen in as to what is being said there at the headquarters of the National. This is the time we come together. Okay, so music is still being played there at the headquarters of the National Elections Commission. So we'll keep the picture rolling. And we're also waiting to make contact with Nelson and his team. They're currently also there in the conference room at the headquarters of the National Elections Commission. I do see the chairperson. Did I see her? Did I see that person? Right. Looks like the chairperson, Madam Deviata Brown-Lassana. Yes, she's seated and she's alone. So let's take the audio quickly. She might be making an announcement. We won't have a peace of mind. Okay, so music is still playing. Once the chairperson, Madam Deviata Brown-Lassana, she's flipping through papers. Once she's ready to address the nation, we are going to take the audio from the headquarters of the National Elections Commission. All eyes, all ears are fixed and gazed on the hottest building in the country, the place that has got the most needed information right now by Liberians is the NEC. The hottest girl, the most beautiful girl, you know, the hottest seat is being occupied by Madam Deviata Brown-Lassana at this moment. People have put on their ballot papers, their future, their hopes, you know, their aspiration, their dreams, and everything contained on the ballot that they voted, that they used to vote. So they're listening to hear these results. So our guys are going to be listening in, you know, once the NEC chairperson is ready to address the nation, we will be bringing you the live updates from the headquarters of the National Elections Commission. So if you haven't charged your radio yet, you need to do so. If your volume is low, you need to increase your volume. If your pen ink has run out, all you need to do is to go and get a new pen quickly to make sure you jot down the figures. But you can rest assured, whatever will be said, we are definitely going to recap for you on the Spoon Network. So spread the word that the NEC press conference will begin any moment from now, because the chairperson, Madam Deviata Brown-Lassana, though we haven't seen any of her co-commissioners seated opposite or adjacent her, we haven't seen any of them yet. She's the only person, she's the solo commissioner, and she's the chairperson as well, seated, and we're waiting to see when the others shall also take their seats. This press conference is usually slated, as per the NEC's own pronouncement, to begin at 4:30, but that's something we've gotten used to since the 11th of October. The NEC always addresses the nation somewhere around 5 p.m., 5:15, thereabout. So we are going to be here. Don't worry, Cash Fitness, you are not going to miss anything. We have our guys listening in the background. Once the chairperson is about to speak, we will definitely bring the audio in. So Nelson and his team, once you're poised and you're ready, we'll be needing your feed as well for us to have a conversation while we await the chairperson of the National Elections Commission, Madam Deviata Brown-Lassana, and her fellow commissioners to address the nation.
Election observation missions here in Liberia. Members of the Fourth Estate would like to welcome you once again to this daily press briefing following the 2023 general elections in Liberia. The chairperson of the National Elections Commission is Madam Dewiata Brown-Lansana. Madam Chairperson.
Good afternoon. Madam Co-Chair, fellow commissioners, distinguished stakeholders, fellow Liberians, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you to the headquarters of the National Elections Commission and to the Commission's daily press briefings. The Commission is pleased to report that the tally process is progressing well across the country. The following are the tallied results from the magisterial offices across the country to date. Bomi County, 109 polling places of a total of 171 polling places, constituting 63.74%. Boyka Joseph N. UP, 15,791 votes obtained, constituting 51.42 valid votes. That is the percentage. We are George Mane CDC, votes obtained 11,810, constituting 38.45%. Alberton Junior Edward WGDM, votes obtained 703, constituting 2.29%. Those were the votes or the results from Bomi County for the presidency. And now for Bong County, 470 polling places of a total of 555 polling places, constituting 84.68%. We are George Mane CDC, 66,358, constituting 44.17%. Boyka Joseph N. UP, votes obtained 58,265, constituting 38.78%. Alberton Junior Edward WGDM, votes obtained 4,313, constituting 2.87%. Those were the results from Bong for the presidency. We now go on to Grand Bassa County, 266 polling places of a total of 405 polling places, constituting 65.68%. We are George Mane CDC, 31,050, constituting 43.80%. Boyka Joseph N. UP, votes obtained 25,040, constituting 35.32%. Cummings Alexander B. CPP, votes obtained 4,036, constituting 5.69%. Those were the results from Grand Bassa County for the presidency. Grand Kipman County, 102 polling places of a total of 213 polling places, constituting 47.89%. Boyka Joseph N. UP, votes obtained 13,719, Let me read that again. Boycott Joseph N. UP. Votes obtained 13,719, constituting 45.56%. George Manawia CDC. Votes obtained 12,504, constituting 41.53%. Alberton Junior Edward W. GDM. Votes obtained 728, constituting 2.42%. Those were the votes for the presidency from Grand Cape Mount County. We go on to Grand Jida County, 132 polling places of a total of 163 polling places, constituting 80.98%. We are George Manor CDC. Votes obtained 27,752, constituting 78.19%. Boyka Joseph N. UP. Votes obtained 3,728, constituting 10.50%. Alberton Junior Edward W. GDM. Votes obtained 971, constituting 2.74%. Those were the results from Grand Jida County for the presidency. I move now on to Grand Cru County, 77 polling places of a total of 110 polling places, constituting 70.00%. We are George Manor CDC, 17,200, constituting 79.82%. Boycott Joseph N. UP. Votes obtained 1,673, constituting 7.76%. Alberton Junior Edward W. GDM. Votes obtained 814, constituting 3.78%. Those were the results for presidency from Grand Cru County. Moving on to Lofa County, 424 polling places of a total of 424 polling places, constituting 100%. Boyka Joseph N. UP. Votes obtained 73,761, constituting 56.16. Sorry, I'll do that again. Constituting 56.16%. We are George Manor CDC. Votes obtained 35,951, constituting 27.37%. Kamara Senior Lucini F. Alcop. Votes obtained 4,756, constituting 3.62%. Those were the votes from Lofa County for the presidency. I go on to Margibi County, 113 polling places of a total of 441 polling places, constituting 25.62%. Boyka Joseph N. UP. Votes obtained 17,502, constituting 50.36%. We are George Mane CDC. Votes obtained 13,758, constituting 39.59%. Alberton Junior Edward W. GDM. Votes obtained 721, constituting 2.07%. Those were the votes from Margibi County for the presidency. I now go on to Maryland County. 94 polling places of a total of 175 polling places, constituting 53.71%. We are George Mane CDC, 21,339, constituting 73.18%. Boyka Joseph N, UP, votes obtained 3,782, constituting 12.97%. Alberton Jr. Edward W. GDM, votes obtained 881, constituting 3.02%. Those were the votes from Maryland County for the presidency. I go now on to Nimba County, 535 polling places of a total of 736 polling places, constituting 72.69%. Boyka Joseph N, UP, 96,582, constituting 57.88%. We are George Mane, CDC, 35,474, constituting 21.26%. Gonglo Tiawan Se, LPP, votes obtained 15,463, constituting 9.27%. Those were the votes from Nimba County for the presidency. I'll now read you votes from Riverside, 83 polling places of a total of 105 polling places, constituting 79.05%. We are George Mane CDC, votes obtained 12,113, constituting 58.53%. Boyka Joseph N, UP, votes obtained 5,287, constituting 25.54%. Alberton Jr. Edward W. GDM, votes obtained 727, constituting 3.51%. Those were the votes for the presidency from Riverside County on to Sino County. 52 polling places of a total of 152 polling places, constituting 34.21%. We are George Mane CDC, 11,239, constituting 78.24%. Boyka Joseph N, UP, votes obtained 1,572, constituting 10.94%. Alberton Jr. Edward W. GDM, votes obtained 505, constituting 3.52%. Those were the votes for the presidency for Sino County. And I now go on to River G, 96 polling places of a total of 98 polling places, constituting 97.96%. We are George Mane CDC, 19,130, constituting 70.27%. Boyka Joseph N, UP, votes obtained 4,417, constituting 16.22%. Alberton Jr. Edward W. GDM, votes obtained 1,038, constituting 3.81%. Those were the votes from River G for the presidency. On to the votes for Montserrado County for the presidency. 1,608 polling places of a total of 2,008 polling places, constituting 80.08%. We are George Mane CDC, 262,633, constituting 47.39%. Boyka Joseph N. Votes obtained 252,155, constituting 45.50%. Kamara Senior Lucini F. Alcup 12,315, constituting 2.22%. And now for the National Presidential Progressive Tally Report Consolidated. 4,295 polling places of a total of 5,890 polling places, constituting 72.92%. Alberton Junior Edward W. GDM. Votes obtained 28,750, constituting 2.12%. Boyka Joseph N. UP 589,977, constituting 43.54%. Brown Junior Allen R. LRP. Votes obtained 11,260, constituting 0.83%. Cummings Alexander B. CPP. Votes obtained 22,162, constituting 1.64%. Freeman Simeon CM MPC. Votes obtained. Sorry. We were at Fremont Simeon CM MPC. Votes obtained 9,302, constituting 0.69%. Konglo Tiawan Se LPP. Votes obtained 22,536, constituting 1.66%. Kamara Senior Lucini F. Alcup. Votes obtained 26,883, constituting 1.98%. Kiamu David GB DPPL. Votes obtained 3,574, constituting 0.26%. Collie Alexander N. RNC. Votes obtained 3,041, constituting 0.22%. Kuyate Sheikh A. LFM. Votes obtained 3,582. Votes obtained 0.26%. Kroma Bendu Alema Independent. Votes obtained 4,047, constituting 0.30%. Miller Richard Say LFP. Votes obtained 2,009, constituting 0.15%. Moniba Clarence K. Lino. Votes obtained 3,782, constituting 0.28%. Morris Robert Franz Independent. Votes obtained 2,325, constituting 0.17%. Nyanti Sarah Beslow, ALL, votes obtained 2,616, constituting 0.19%. Tweeder William Weir, DNA, votes obtained 7,673, constituting 0.57%. Turner Joshua Tom, NLP, votes obtained 7,145, constituting 0.53%. Weir George Manning, CDC, votes obtained 593,558, constituting 43.80%. Wapo Jeremiah Z, votes obtained 6,312, constituting 0.47%. And Yorfi Luther N, Rebuilders, votes obtained 4,606, constituting 0.34%. Total valid votes, 1,355,140, constituting 100%. Total invalid votes, 80,910. Total votes, 1,436,050. And that ends the presidential trail reading of those votes and the results from the counties. I now invite my colleague to continue with the senatorial and representative votes and results.
All right. Bond County Senate. Tyler Senior, Jenica Alex, Independent, 9,827, constituting 32.18. Tole Seku Adama, Independent, vote obtained 9,042, constituting 29.61%. Setuma Morris G, Independent, votes obtained 5,593, constituting 18.31%. Representative, Electoral District 1. Fanny Jagapa Obidaya, UP, 5,199, 54.47%. Lasana Finna G, Independent, vote obtained 3,756, 39.35%. Boyka second, Ama Fanny, Independent, 465%, 4.87%. District number 2. Johnson Jr. Manning B, UP, 1,540%, 21.34%. Norman Zoba Buema Linu, vote obtained 1,336, constituting 18.1%. Tom Alfonso Z, UID, vote obtained 1,091, constituting 15.12%. District number 3. Chala Sam P, Independent, vote obtained 3,902, constituting 28.33. Sion Haja Fata CDC, vote obtained 2,951, constituting 21.42%. Dukle Usma A, Independent, vote obtained 2,811, constituting 20.41%. End of point. Grand Cape County Senate, Vapla Dama M, UP, 6,541, constituting 21.74. Soli Mamu M, CDC, 5,775, constituting 19.20%. Sherman Vani G, Independent, vote obtained 4,061, constituting 13.50%. Grand Cape County District 1. 35 polling places of the total of 69 polling places, 50.72%. Sheriff Mobile E and LTP, 2,887, constituting 29.87%. Fani Afra Bigba Ako, vote obtained 1,671, constituting 17.29%. Masale Benu, CDC, vote obtained 1,433, constituting 14.83%. Grand Cape County 2, 50 polling places of the total of 68 polling places, 73.53%. Emmanuel Famule DNA, vote obtained 2,521, constituting 16.27%. Telefa Bema L, MPC, vote obtained 1,457, constituting 9.40%. Fofana Kula Bono N, UP, 1,402, constituting 9.05%. District number 3, Grand Cape County, 17 polling places of the total of 73 polling places, constituting 22.3%. Samola Momo E Ako, 1,607, constituting 32.10%. Fika Bese Sanon Volt, VOLT, vote obtained 869, constituting 17.36%. Passaway Charles B, MOL, vote obtained 732, constituting 14.62%. And Cape County. Madam Chair.
We now invite Commissioner Boyka Chukle to read additional Senate and representative results. No, I didn't.
Progressive tally report, Senate, counties, Sino. 52 polling places out of a total of 152 polling places, constituting 34.21%. Duncan Creighton O, CDC, votes obtained 8,588, percent 58.18. Tia J. Milton, Independent, votes obtained 4,375, constituting 29.64%. Zaza Matthew G, Independent, 1,000, votes obtained 1,709, 98, constituting 12.18%. We go to Electoral District 1 in Sino County. 45 polling places out of a total of 52 polling places, constituting 86.54%. Thomas Romeo Kuya, votes obtained 3,679, constituting 28.31%. Gracebead II, T. Maxwell, independent, votes obtained 3,123, constituting 24.03%. Barbara M. Kier, votes obtained 1,897, constituting 14.60%. We go to Electoral District 3, Sino County. 7 polling places out of a total of 51 polling places, constituting 13.73%. Alex X. Noah, CDC, votes obtained 441, constituting 28.86%. Tuo Jr., Joseph G., CPP, votes obtained 411, constituting 26.90%. Tali Sylvia A., independent, votes obtained 306, constituting 20.03%. That ends the available record for Sino. We go to Riverses, the Senate. 83 polling places out of a total of 105 polling places, constituting 79.05%. And this is the Senate. Twewe Bill Tier, CDC, votes obtained 10,277, constituting 49.15%. Smith Gabriel B., CPP, votes obtained 5,893, constituting 28.19%. Tor Emmanuel Sear, NLP, votes obtained 2,277, constituting 10.89%. We go to Electoral District 1, Riverses. Grant Alex J., independent, votes obtained 1,743, constituting 22.09%. James Onesimus, CPP, votes obtained 1,360, constituting 17.23%. And this is 33 polling places out of a total of 54 polling places in Riverses. Nyakung Amos Jala, NDC, votes obtained 1,131, constituting 14.33%. We go to Electoral District 2, State in River says 50 polling places out of 51 polling places constituting 98.04%. Tikwa, Steve, Independent, votes obtained 2,705, constituting 21.04%. Somerdal, Roof, CDC, votes obtained 2,506, constituting 19.49%. Zawiya, Baron Weber, UP, votes obtained 2,318, constituting 18.3%. And that ends River.
Thank you, Commissioner. I'll now invite Commissioner Awa to read the results from the Senate and Representatives.
Good evening. I'll be reading to you the progressive tally reports consolidated for the Senate Bone County and for Nima County respectively, which includes the House of Representatives as well. We commence with Bone County. 470 polling places of the total of 555 polling places, constituting 84.68%. Behe Johnny K, Independent, votes obtained 45,767, constituting valid votes of 45.40. Kafai Edward W, PUP, votes obtained 45,767, constituting 30.24%. Naza Mohammed A, ALP, votes obtained 9,323, constituting the valid votes of 6.16%. That concludes the reading for the Senate. We now commence with Bone County Electoral District 1. Konya, 86 polling places of the total of 86 polling places, constituting 100%. Konya Prince K, Independent, votes obtained 6,846, which constitutes the valid votes of 24.09%. Kote Wama Jones, Independent, votes obtained 6,774, constituting the valid votes of 23.84%. Hills Jr. Albert B. CPP, votes obtained 5,370, constituting the valid votes of 18.90%. That concludes Electoral District 1, Bone County. We proceed with Bone County Electoral District 2. 61 polling places of the total of 72 polling places, constituting 84.72%. Colette James M. PUP. Votes obtained 7,586, constituting the valid votes of 37.97%. Bo Edward E. UP. Votes obtained 5,731, constituting the valid votes of 28.69%. Salvage Melvin K. CPP. Votes obtained 3,377, constituting the percent of valid votes of 16.90%. That concludes Bone County Electoral District 2. We proceed with Bone County Electoral District 3. 90 polling places of the total of 93 polling places, constituting 96.77%. Cole Josiah Marvin, CDC. Votes obtained 19,098, constituting the valid votes of 61.95%. Zawolo Orlando, KUP. Votes obtained 7,991, constituting the valid votes of 25.92%. Wheeler P. Wally, T. RNC. Votes obtained 707, constituting the valid vote of 2.9%. 2.29%, excuse me. That concludes Electoral District 3. We proceed with Electoral District 4, Bone County. 67 polling places of the total of 74 polling places, constituting 90.54%. Wamba Robert Flomo, UP. Votes obtained 4,658, constituting the percent of valid vote 21.39%. Tokpa Jonah Nuli, CPP. Votes obtained 4,557, constituting the valid vote of 20.93%. Kamu Kwenye Independent. Votes obtained 4,002, constituting the valid votes of 18.38%. That concludes Electoral District 4. We proceed with Electoral District 5. 52 polling places of the total of 77 polling places, constituting 67.53%. Collie Eugene JM, CDC. Votes obtained 2,823, constituting the valid votes of 17.76%. Siakwa Silas K. LPP. Votes obtained 2,654, constituting the valid votes of 16.69%. Taylor Robert Bent, Independent. Votes obtained 1,909, constituting the valid votes of 12.01%. That concludes Electoral District 5, Bone County. We proceed with Electoral District 6, Bone County. 50 polling places of the total of 73 polling places, constituting 68.49%. Mensa Moema Briggs, Independent. Votes obtained 6,901, constituting the valid votes of 42.85%. Thomas William T. CDC. Votes obtained 4,916, constituting the valid votes of 30.52%. Collie William O. Gbagbo, ALP. Votes obtained 1,887, constituting the valid votes of 11.72%. That concludes Electoral District 6, Bong County. We proceed with Electoral District 7, Bong County. 64 polling places of the total of 80 polling places, constituting 80.00%. Fambula 40E, independent. Votes obtained 5,924, constituting 31.81%. Youngbear Gayfloor Sumo, MOL. Votes obtained 3,876, constituting the valid votes of 20.82%. Teme Andrews, G, or ALL. Votes obtained 2,318, constituting the valid votes of 12.45%. This concludes Bong County Electoral District and also concludes the reading as it relates to Bong County Senate and Representatives tally for today, Sunday, October 15th. We proceed with Nimba County Progressive Tally Report consolidated for the Senate and the House of Representatives. We begin with the Senate. 533 polling places of the total of 736 polling places, constituting 72.42%. Johnson Prince Yomi, MDR, votes obtained 81,667, constituting the valid votes of 48.72%. Tawia Junior Nya, independent, votes obtained 48,828, constituting the valid votes of 29.13%. Dual Roland G, CDC, votes obtained 15,009, constituting the valid votes of 8.95%. This concludes the reading for the Senate. We proceed with Electoral District 1, Nimba County. Brown Senior Samuel N, independent, votes obtained 15,627, percent of valid votes, 63.61%. Mawia Francis Ya, CPP, votes obtained 5,690, constituting the valid votes of 23.16%. Brian Nelson, STUID, votes obtained 2,184, constituting the valid vote of 8.89%. That concludes Electoral District 1, Nimba County. Electoral District 2, Nimba County, 93 polling places of the total of 94 polling places, constituting 98.94%. Flomo Nya Gassi, CPP, votes obtained 7,107, constituting the valid vote of 24.44%. Wakia Charles Teach, MDR, votes obtained 5,506, constituting the valid votes of 18.94%. Zangbe Benjamin S. Linu, votes obtained 5,033, constituting the valid votes of 17.31%. That concludes Electoral District 2, Nimba County. We proceed with Electoral District 3, Nimba County. 33 polling places of the total of 92 polling places, constituting 35.87%. Gay Nakia EMDR. Votes obtained 3,789, constituting the valid votes of 37.25%. Quinwongba Anthony J. PUP. Votes obtained 1,616, constituting the valid votes of 15.89%. Sonwari Joseph N. CDC. Votes obtained 1,295, constituting the valid votes of 12.73%. This concludes District 3. We proceed District 4, Nima County. 36 polling places of the total of 84 polling places, constituting 42.86%. Mensa Senior Ernest M. NDR. Votes obtained 2,928, constituting 26.35%. Kagon Gompu L. CDC. Votes obtained 1,664, constituting 14.98% of the valid votes. Kwanu Orlando M. NDC. Votes obtained 1,560, which constitutes the valid votes of 14.04%. That concludes Nima County, District number 4. We proceed with District number 5, Nima County. Koga Samuel G. PUP. Votes obtained 1,946, constituting the valid votes of 33.26%. Kagul Koto S. MOL. Votes obtained 1,689, constituting the valid votes of 28.87%. Wito Peter YB CDC. Votes obtained 618, constituting the valid votes of 10.56%. That concludes Electoral District 5, Nima County. We proceed with Electoral District 6, Nima County. 75 polling places of the total of 75 polling places, constituting 100%. Jikia Dorion Tian MDR. Votes obtained 7,392, constituting the valid votes of 32.85%. Pe Sawie Basse Kra CDC. I repeat, Sawie Basse Kra CDC. 4,932, constituting the valid votes of 21.92%. Pei Jackson J. PUP. 3,109, constituting the valid votes of 13.82%. We proceed with Nima County Electoral District 7. Doma Rogers, SWY, UP. Votes obtained, 5,687. Percent of valid votes obtained is 37.71%. Bilete Musa Hassan, CPP. Votes obtained, 5,593, constituting the valid vote of 36.10%. Bolo Senior Nazo D. Vote. Votes obtained, 2,718. I repeat, votes obtained, 2,718. Percent of the valid votes obtained, 17.54%. We proceed with Nima County District number 8, 81 polling places of the total of 81 polling places constituting 100%. Manasseh SMDR votes obtained 7,506. Percent of valid votes achieved 27.50%. Yankwa Larry P. CPP votes obtained 5,013, constituting the valid votes of 18.36%. Toya V. Ducle, UP. Tayo V. Ducle, UP. Votes obtained 4,687, constituting the valid votes of 17.17%. This concludes the district of Nima County, district number 8. We proceed with district number 9, Nima County, which concludes the reading. Wangba Ta, independent, votes obtained 6,509, constituting 29.92%. Gwakolo Johnson N. CDC, votes obtained 4,190, constituting the valid votes of 19.26%. Dekbek Gombia O. MDR, votes obtained 3,051, constituting the valid votes of 14.03%. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the vote tallies today for October 15, 2023, as it relates to Nima and Bone County, respectively.
Thank you, Commissioner. And I invite Commissioner Josephine Gay to read out the results for the Senate and Representatives.
Thanks, Chair. Progressive tally report consolidated. Grand Bassa County, Senate, 266 polling places of the total of 405 polling places. Percent 65.68. Finlay Bezonga M, independent. Votes obtained 38187. Percent 53.44. Bakwe Janji, CDC, votes obtained 17703. Percent 24.985. That concludes the Senate for Grand Bassa County. We move to the House of Rep, District number 1, Grand Bassa County. 79 polling places of the total of 80 polling places. Percentage 98.75%. Barning Asik G, MPC, votes obtained 4234%, 22.30. Mato Henrietta F, NDP, votes obtained 3928%, 20.69. Loy Tia Trafina GCPP, votes obtained 2418%, 12.74. We'll move to district number 2, Grand Bassa County. 52 polling places of the total of 84 polling places. Percent 61.90. Banks J. Clarence T, independent, Votes obtained 4176. Percent 34.94. Cowell Mary M. CDC. Votes obtained 3595. Percent 30.08. Dancer Thompson B. Ninu. Votes obtained 693. Percent 5.80. We move to district number 3, Grand Bassa County. 86 polling places. Of the total of 86 polling places, 100%. Joel Matthew, CDC, votes obtained 13447%, 50.06. Bono Juliel K. UP, votes obtained 5969%, 22.22. Lord Janje Hoa, CPP, votes obtained 2091%, 7.78. We move the electoral district 4, Grand Bassa County. 21 polling places of the total of 77 polling places, 27.27%. Willie Vincent II, ST, Independent, votes obtained 3059%, 49.17. Flomo Afra H. UP, votes obtained 2611%, 41.97. Peters Convranga S. NDC, votes obtained 258%, 4.15. We move the electoral district 5, Grand Bassa County. 27 polling places of the total of 78 polling places, percent 38.62. Joshua II, Thomas A. CPP, votes obtained 1537%, 23.38. Dennis C. Joao S. UP, votes obtained 1319%, 20.07. Barney Ben D.S. CDC, votes obtained 1238%, 18.83%. That ends Grand Bassa County. We move to Mangibi County. Senate. 113 polling places of the total of 441 polling places, percent 25.62. Miguel Nathaniel F. CDC, votes obtained 11448%, 33.71. Zeze Bala G. UP, votes obtained 7790%, 22.94. Yakpawulo J. Yapuya PUP, votes obtained 6445%, 19.52%, 19.00. We move down to Electoral District 1, Mangibi County. For the 6 polling places of the total of 140 polling places, percent 32.86. Boli, Sa, Arrow, Independent. Votes obtained 2,317. Percent 17.24. Cooper, Roland, OP, Independent. Votes obtained 1,683. Percent 12.52. Donna Maria Eva, CDC. Votes obtained 1,590. Percent 11.83%. Move the electoral district to Mangibi County. 34 polling places of the total of 82 polling places, percentage 41.46%. Jones Ava Kululu, CDC. Votes obtained 4178. Percentage 42.33. Oribel Christopher S. PUP. Votes obtained 2586. Percentage 26.20. Spear H. Marcus CPP. Votes obtained 1818. Percentage 18.42. We move the electoral district 3, Mangibi County. 18 polling places of the total of 73 polling places, percentage 24.66. Anto Re Ellie A. Independent. Votes obtained 2899. Percent 52.48. Smith Junior John Salonte UP. Votes obtained 1099. Percent 19.90%. Bakole Dorothy Q. Independent. Votes obtained 830. I read that again. 830. Percent 15.03. We move the electoral district for Mangibi County. 7 polling places of the total of 71 polling places, percentage 9.86%. Cooper Francis F. PUP. Votes obtained 563. Percent 27.76. Yeah, Emmanuel CDC. Votes obtained 514. Percent 25.35. Sankuatu J. Jimmy UP. Votes obtained 301. Percent 14.84. We move the electoral district 5, Mangibi County. 8 polling places of the total of 75 polling places, percent 10.67. Julie William BS, LFP. Votes obtained 462%, 17.03. Gaia Clarence G, CDC. Votes obtained 407%, 15.00. Collie Ome D, Ara A. Votes obtained 342%, 12.61. Madam Chair, that ends the reading for
Very much,
Morris County,
Commissioner
County.
Gay. We now go on to Commissioner Seah to read Senate and Representative results.
Senate results. Lofa County. 424 polling places out of 424 polling places reporting 100%. Momo T. Cyrus, independent, votes obtained 37,621, constituting 28.49%. Moses Y. Colley, CDC, votes obtained 27,200, constituting 28.17%. Karagba W. Kutima, independent, votes obtained 26,849, constituting 20.33%. Electoral District 1, Lofa County. 87 polling places out of 87 polling places reporting 100%. Thomas P. Fala, CC, votes obtained 12,788, constituting 49.42%. Sakali Mayan Namini Senior F, UP, votes obtained 11,104, constituting 42.91%. James Sai FM, votes obtained 471, constituting 1.82%. Electoral District 2, Lofa County. 65 polling places out of 65 polling places reporting 100%. Julie Fatuma Weir, CDC, votes obtained 5,394, constituting 28.51%. Morris K. Sion, NDP, votes obtained 3,292, constituting 17.40%. Mohammed M. Kenan, independent, votes obtained 2,926, constituting 15.47%. Electoral District 3, Lofa County. 74 polling places out of 74 polling places reporting 100%. Momo Siafa Kuto, CDC, votes obtained 8,215, constituting 33.46%. Clarence K. Massaquoi, UP, votes obtained 5,923, constituting 24.13%. Castle K. Colley, independent, votes obtained 3,838, constituting 15.63%. Electoral District 4, Lofa County. 107 polling places out of 107 polling places reporting 100%. Gize K. Colex, UP, votes obtained 13,027, constituting 40.30%. Seku B. Kole CDC, votes obtained 8,900, constituting 27.53%. Mayama B. Fufana NDP, votes obtained 5,727, constituting 17.72%. Electoral District 5, Lofa County, 91 polling places out of 91 polling places reporting 100%. Augustine P. Chewuro, UP, votes obtained 7,696, constituting 25.25%. BN Dewan Howard, Independent, votes obtained 3,858, constituting 12.66%. Gamma J. Jacoloi, Independent, votes obtained 3,546, constituting 11.64%. Moserado County, Senate results. 1,608 polling places reporting out of 2,008 polling places, 80.08%. Sir Hyde Joseph, CDC, 304,662, constituting 57.27%. Wilmon JM Pay, UP, 120,481, constituting 22.65%. Victoria Tyler Kwekwe, CPP, 38,947, constituting 7.32%. Electoral District 1, Moserado County, 70 polling places out of 134 polling places reporting, constituting 52.24%. Yatta Reget Barry, CPP, votes obtained 2,969, constituting 14.31%. Ruth L. James, CDC, votes obtained 1,516, constituting 7.31%. Josephine George Francis, UP, votes obtained 1,284, constituting 6.19%. Electoral District 2, Moserado County, 65 polling places out of 128 polling places reporting, constituting 50.78%. Niminen J. Doyen, Independent, votes obtained 6,306, constituting 27.58%. Seku Sarifunde Kene, UP, votes obtained 4,531, constituting 19.81%. Musa A. Sharif, NDP, votes obtained 3,941, constituting 17.23%. Electoral District 3, Moserado County, 58 polling places out of 106 polling places reporting, constituting 54.72%. Sumo Koli Moba, ALP, votes obtained 5,447, constituting 26.43%. Patrick Kamaya, Independent, votes obtained 3,705, constituting 17.98%. Sibet Bashel, CD, UP, votes obtained 3,595, constituting 17.45%. Electoral District 4, Moserado County. 115 polling places out of 163 polling places reporting, constituting 70.55%. Michael M. Thomas, Independent. Votes obtained 10,624, constituting 26.60%. Swakoko Arod Dennis, Independent. Votes obtained 6,481, constituting 16.23%. Momo B. Kamara, CDC. Votes obtained 5,677, constituting 14.21%. Electoral District 5, Moserado County. 87 polling places out of 98 polling places reporting, constituting 88.78%. Presidio A. Cooper, UP. Votes obtained 7,611, constituting 25.29%. Eric Vey, CDC. Votes obtained 4,630, constituting 15.39%. Kwesi Johnson Senior S, Independent. Votes obtained 4,387, constituting 14.58%. Electoral District 6, Moserado County. 94 polling places out of 128 polling places reporting, constituting 73.44%. Samuel R. Enders, Independent. Votes obtained 13,269, constituting 38.14%. Harris G. J. Johnson, UP. Votes obtained 3,692, constituting 10.61%. Woki K. Dolo, Independent. Votes obtained 3,552, constituting 10.21%. Electoral District 7, Moserado County. 100 polling places, total of 100 polling places reporting, constituting 100%. Emmanuel Dan, Independent. Votes obtained 13,866, constituting 42.33%. Solomon C. George, CDC. Votes obtained 8,788, constituting 26.83%. Seba Joma, Independent. Votes obtained 2,518, constituting 7.69%. Electoral District 8, Moserado County. 78 polling places out of 83 polling places, constituting 93.98%. Caros Moses Gray, CDC. Votes obtained 8,698, constituting 32.71%. Prince A. Tall, UP. Votes obtained 8,664, constituting 32.58%. George A. Miller, Independent. Votes obtained 1,738, constituting 6.54%. Electoral District 9, Moserado. 98 polling places out of 102 polling places reporting, constituting 96.08%. Frank Safoko Jr., CDC. Votes obtained 12,106, constituting 36.27%. Fubi, FA, Harris, CPP, votes obtained 11,292, constituting 33.83%. Fofi S. Kamara, independent, votes obtained 1,630, constituting 4.88%. Electoral District 10, Mosurado County. 83 polling places out of 129 polling places reporting, constituting 64.34%. Yake, Y, Koruba, independent, votes obtained 14,434, constituting 50.71%. Josephine W. A. Davis, CDC, votes obtained 8,773, constituting 30.82%. Yeke Sequini, independent, votes obtained 1,607, constituting 5.65%. Electoral District 11, Mosurado County. 122 polling places out of 129 polling places reporting, constituting 94.57%. Richard Nangwe Kun, UP, votes obtained 12,245, constituting 29.41%. Jean Aku Kawolo Jr., CDC, votes obtained 10,284, constituting 24.70%. Lafayette B. Gall, ALP, votes obtained 2,731, constituting 6.56%. Electoral District 12, Mosurado County. 91 polling places out of 119 polling places reporting, constituting 76.47%. Prince D. Kwaple, CDC, votes obtained 4,554, constituting 14.89%. Jerry K. Yogbo, independent, votes obtained 4,195, constituting 13.71%. Sa Masuen Foko, independent, votes obtained 3,079, constituting 10.06%. Electoral District 13, Mosurado County. 99 polling places out of 111 polling places reporting, constituting 89.19%. Edward P. Flomo Jr., CDC, votes obtained 13,238, constituting 40.38%. Cornelia Kra Togba, UP, votes obtained 14, Mosurado County. 87 polling places out of 95 polling places reporting, constituting 91.58%. Kekula Muku Kamara, CDC, votes obtained 11,676, constituting 43.36%. Famuya Konen, the third, A, independent, votes obtained 7,171, constituting 26 are independent, votes obtained 2,039, constituting 7.57%. Electoral District 15, Mosurado County. 95 polling places out of 96 polling places reporting, constituting 98.96%. Abu Bana Kamara, CDC, votes obtained 17,692, constituting 56.18%. Amos Ben Tue, UP, votes obtained 7,441, constituting 23.63%. Nathaniel P. Stevens, PUP, votes obtained 1,778, constituting 5.65%. Electoral District 16, Moserado County. 114 polling places out of 116 polling places reporting, constituting 98.28%. Dixon, W, SIBO, CDC, votes obtained 14,528, constituting 39.88%. Tia B. Robert, LPP, votes obtained 6,746, constituting 18.52%. Menisa P. Konto, UP, votes obtained 6,210, constituting 17.05%. Electoral District 17, Moserado County. 151 polling places out of 171 polling places, constituting 88.30%. Bernard Blue Benson, CDC, votes obtained 11,099, constituting 23.41%. Abraham C. Sisse, CPP, votes obtained 4,883, constituting 10.30%. Jennifer Passaway, UP, votes obtained 4,393, constituting 9.23%. Those are the reports, Chair.
The final one from Commissioner Basi Kwangmai. He will read Senate and representative results.
Thank you, Chair. 132 polling places of total of 163 polling places, 80.98% progressive tally report, Grand Juda County Senate. Nameland Thomas Yaya El Arapi, vote obtained 14253, 40.56%. Dennis A. Marshall, CDC, vote obtained 9850, percentage 28.03%. Grant Ellis Chesia, UP, vote obtained 6512, 18.53%. That ends the progressive tally of the Senate. We move to electoral district number 1, Grand Juda County, 35 polling places of the total of 46 polling places, 76.09%. William Sion Aaron M, CDC, vote obtained 6346, 60.84%. Bole Wachen O LTP, vote obtained 1727, 16.56%. Dukle Ansu CPP, vote obtained 1384, 13.27%. Electoral District number 2, Grand Juda County, 46 polling places of the total of 54 polling places, 85.19%. Johnson Mary G. LRP, vote obtained 3777, 32.93%. Dwell Willie M. CDC, vote obtained 2984, 26.02%. Wallow Payne ALP, vote obtained 2006, 17.49%. Electoral District 3, Grand Juda County, 52 polling places of the total of 63 polling places, 82.54%. Debbie II Jacob C. Lanu, vote obtained 2131, 15.74%. Dia Ohori EFFL, vote obtained 1576, 11.64%. Zia Damante Harris CPP, vote obtained 1522, 11.24%. That ends Grand Juda County. We move on to Grand Crew County. 76 polling places of the total of 110 polling places, 69.03%. Progressive Tally Report, Senate, Grand Crew County. Chie Abba Tugbe CDC, vote obtained 17346, 79.94%. Do Vincento CPP, vote obtained 4352, 20.06%. We move on to Electoral District 1, Grand Crew County. 33 polling places of the polling places of the total of 53 polling places, 83.02%. Bo Alfred Sako, Independent, vote obtained 2418, 18.97%. Bawe Senior Natania NCPP, vote obtained 2415, 18.95%. We have Philip Nanti UP. I'm sorry. Wilson Progress LTP, vote obtained 2261, 17.74%. We move on to Electoral District number 2, Grand Crew County. 33 polling places of the total of 57 polling places, 57.89%. Kofa Jonathan Fonanti CDC, vote obtained 5556, 60.69%. KJ Edwin T MOL, vote obtained 1559, 17.03%. Tuan Watson Monica Independent, vote obtained 610, 6.66%. That ends Grand Crew County. We move on to Maryland County. Progressive Tally Report, Senate, Maryland County, 94 polling places of the total of 175 polling places, 53.71%. Brown J. Brebo CDC, vote obtained 7643, 26.00%. Topo Wolo E Lanu, vote obtained 7062, 24.02%. Morale H Dan CPP, vote obtained 5220, 17.76%. Move on to Electoral District 1, Maryland County, 31 polling places of the total of 52 polling places, 59.62%. UAP Mark CDC, vote obtained 4325, 43.11%. Wallace William W. Independent, vote obtained 3106, 30.96%. Howard Erling Blessing, PUP, vote obtained 1028, 10.25%. We move up to Electoral District number 2, Maryland County, 40 polling places of the total of 57 polling places, 70.18%. Wa Bwama Voyu Akop, 40 polling places of the total of 57 polling places, 70.18%. Williams Anthony F. CPP, vote obtained 6126, 47.11%. Timos Buffalo CDC, vote obtained 5552, percentage 42.70. Setu Gripman DPPL, vote obtained 393, 3.02%. We move on to Electoral District 3, Maryland County, 24 polling places of the total of 66 polling places, 36.36%. Roland Ase Balu CDC, vote obtained 1824, 27.78%. Taylor Austin Blady, Independent, vote obtained 1499, 22.83%. Clone John C. UP, vote obtained 738, 11.24%. That ends Maryland County. We move of 98 polling places, 100%. Progressive Tally Report, Senate. Dopu, the second Francis City, Independent. Vote obtained 10104, 36.40%. Bali Charles K CDC, vote obtained 7805, 28.12%. Young Francis Seyon PUP, vote obtained 5215, 18.79%. We move to Electoral District number 1, River G County, 31 polling places of the total of 31 polling places, 100%. Paul Arizona CDC, vote obtained 3684, 20.07%. B. Chodope, CDC, vote obtained 3701, 35.84%. To Bobby C. Lanu, vote obtained 1790, 17.33%. Quena Marcos S. CPP, vote obtained 1343, 13.00%. We move lastly to Electoral District 3, River G County, 34 polling places of the total of 34 polling places, 100%. William Simeon Johnson, SN, CDC, vote obtained 2202, 26.10%. Here, Urias G. DNA, vote obtained 1547, 18.34%. Wa Christie NLP, vote obtained 963, 11.41%. That's end the reading from my end. Madam Chair, it's up to you.
Thank you very much, Commissioners. At this time, we will read you winning candidates for the Senate and the Representative, who we announced to have reached 100% reported. Bong County, Electoral District number 1 for the House of Representatives. The winning candidate there is Corna Prince K, Independent. Votes obtained 6,846%, 24.09. Valid votes 28,418. In Bapolu County, for the Senate, winning candidate Kone Amara Mohammed, Independent. Votes obtained 11,651, constituting 31.13%. Valid votes 37,432. For the House of Representatives, Electoral District 1, the winning candidate is Norma Zina A of CDC. Votes obtained 3,152, constituting 25.67%. Valid votes 12,278. For the House of Representatives, Electoral District 2, the winning candidate is Collins Luther S, Independent. Votes obtained 5,163, constituting 35.98%. Valid votes 14,350. For the House of Representatives, Electoral District 3, winning candidates Warite Mustafa UP. Votes obtained 4,335, constituting 39.97%. Valid votes 10,846. That was for Bapolu County. Now we go to Grand Bassa County. House of Representatives, Electoral District 3, winning candidate Joe Matthew of CDC. Votes obtained 13,447, constituting 50.06%. Valid votes 26,860. We move on to Lofa County. For the Senate, the winning candidate is Saros Momo T, Independent. Votes obtained 37,621, constituting 28,000. Let me do that again. The percentage there is 28.49%. Valid votes 132,053. House of Representatives, Electoral District 1 in Lofa County, the winning candidate is Fala Thomas P of CDC. Votes obtained 12,788, constituting 49.42%. Valid votes, 25,878. House of Representatives Electoral District 2 in Lofa County, winning candidate, Where Julie Fatoma, CDC, votes obtained, 5,394, constituting 28.51%. Valid votes, 18,920. House of Representatives, District Number 3 for Lofa County, Boto Momo Siafa, CDC, votes obtained, 8,215, constituting 33.46%. Valid votes, 24,551. House of Representatives for Electoral District 4 in Lofa County, Collins Gizi K, UP. Valid votes obtained, 13,027, constituting 40.30%. Valid votes, 32,323. House of Representatives, District Number 5 in Lofa County, the winning candidate is Chiwalo Augustine B, UP. Votes obtained, 7,696, constituting 25.25%. Valid votes, 30,475. Now in Montserrat County, House of Representatives, Electoral District 7, the winning candidate is Don Emmanuel Independent. Votes obtained, 13,866, constituting 42.33%. Valid votes, 32,756. That was for Montserrat. Now for Nimba County, House of Representatives, Electoral District 6, the winning candidate is Glikai Dawon Twain, MDR. Votes obtained, 7,392, constituting 32.85%. Valid votes, 22,503. Still in Nimba County, House of Representatives, Electoral District 8, winning candidate, Miana C.S. MDR. Votes obtained, 7,506, constituting 27,000, let me do that again. House of Representatives, Electoral District 8 in Nimba County, the winning candidate is Miana C.S. MDR. Votes obtained, 7,506, 27.50%. Valid votes, 27,297. In River G County, for the Senate, the winning candidate is Dopo II Francis Sedi, Independent. Votes obtained, 10,104, constituting 36.40%. Valid votes, 27,758. Still in River G, House of Representatives, Electoral District 1, the winning candidate there is Poor Alexander, CDC. Votes obtained, 3,684, constituting 41.73%. Valid votes, 8,829. Still in River G, House of Representatives, Electoral District 2, the winning candidate is Wo Isaac B. Cholople, CDC. Votes obtained, 3,701, constituting 35.84%. Valid votes, 10,327. And still in River G, House of Representatives, Electoral District 3, winning candidate Williams Sr. Johnson S.N., CDC. Votes obtained, 2,200 2, constituting 26.10%. Valid votes 8,437. Those were the winners in the county's name for the House of Representatives and the Senate. So let me say to you that yesterday, our attention was drawn by one of the journalists to a reading for Nimba County, where we reported that the polling places were 309 of some 736. That was wrong. Instead, the exact number of polling places was 390 of polling places 736. So we want to say thank you very much. We're all in this together. Now we'll take your questions, and there will be few today. Sorry to restrict you, but you know, you say up here. We were looking for a job and we got it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Commissioner. My name is Trokon Flammer, and I report for Spoon FM. My question goes to the entire team, the 7 commissioners. Since this process began after the October 10 polls, has there been any point in time that any of you, has received text message or phone calls of any threat from the public or political parties or any institution? That's one. And secondly, we sat quietly and watched you guys crisscrossing and talking. Is there any specific reason for the so much shaking here and there today?
So I will answer that question right away. We were supposed to read the winners for the candidates in the Senate and Representative. If you notice, the technician came with that data. And to read it, it meant that all of us had to see it and to understand it. And when we understood what was there, I just read them to you. That's why you saw us going up and down. The second question, whether we have received threats from any institutions or political parties or persons. If perhaps you know of any of them, could you please tell us, those who are threatening us? That will help us to inform the police. Next question, please.
Thank you. My name is Clement Toure, and I report for KMTV. Madam, quite recently, you spoke about the incident in Nema County, where 2 buses were taken away by unknown individuals. What is the outcome of the investigation? Have the buses been retrieved? Were the buses open? Do we expect tariffs from or results from the boxes that got missing? That's one.
Let me answer that question right away.
Okay.
We told you yesterday that we're waiting for updates from there. Those updates have not come because it is our understanding that the police is investigating. We also assure you that as soon as we get the information, we'll let you know. The information is not before us yet.
Then number 2 question, Madam. Was it an error that you didn't call Barbados County results today, like you have done for the past 2 days?
For the winners for Bapolu County, with respect to the Senate and the Representative, we have announced, in fact, it was the second, just right after Bong. Okay, now you're talking. We will not announce presidential for a singular county because there has to be all of these votes tallied, consolidated before we now announce before we announce the presidential. That will be in the final results, yeah?
Thank you, Madam Commissioner. Just a follow-up to my colleague's question. He asked as to whether you or any member of the Board of Commissioners have received threat, phone calls, or what have you. Now, you told him to inquire as to whether, but he is not a magician to know. You are in this position. That's why he's asking you. So you're in the best position to tell him as to whether you received threat or not.
Okay, so I say
And-
to you, we are
and-
good.
Okay, you are good. No threats. Secondly, there has been information circulating, screenshots of communication between you and President George Weah and some member of the opposition community. How authentic is that?
I've not seen it. If you have it, you please let me have it.
Well, thank you, Madam Commissioner. My name is Ayesin Diba, and I report for KMTV. A follow-up to my colleague question. He was not specific as to whether you are going to announce a specific or county presidential result. But the question is, why was Bapolu County left out when you were mentioning or calling the result for the presidency?
Yes, Bapolu is 100%. We will announce the presidency results when they are consolidated, as I've said before. Next question.
Okay, my name is Dennis Nipson. I report for the VOA and ABC. You just announced that you have done total tallying in Lofa County 424, and Grand Cayman County you have total of 213 polling places. Grand Cayman County is accessible as compared to Lofa County. Why is it that we have the total 424 in Lofa County done, and Cape Mount that is closer is yet to be done, and other counties that are closer, even Monserrado County that is here? That's one.
We announce results that are tallied, and we don't announce results based on proximity to the headquarters.
But it has to do with accessibility as well.
We announce results when they are tallied. We don't announce results on proximity to the headquarters.
Okay, you are operating automated system, and we just hearing about mistakes in percentage. How is it possible? Do you have a breakdown of technicians that you need to explain to the public, because this is automated system that you are operating? And for the past 5 days, the commissioners have been dealing with these names, but to the public, they are mispronouncing the names of those officials. And okay, I will stop here.
Okay, I think we need to run all of us through school so we'll be able to announce and pronounce the names properly. But we'll take your advice. Then what was the other question?
Yeah.
I myself need to go to school to learn how to pronounce some of the names. Say that. We just said to you a few days ago that when we were announcing the representative result, we had printing error with the percentage. That percentage was corrected and is on results.necliberia.org. Our technicians are good. They pick up these things. And if not, and you have just told us, we will double check. Next question.
So please, if you have a problem with the technicians,
We
can they
do not
come
have
and explain
problems.
to
We
Liberian
do
people?
not have problems with the technicians. We're
Thank
working
you.
with machines and human beings.
All right.
Madam Commissioners, I'm Thomas Kojo Rolak.
We take the last three.
I'm Thomas Kojo Rolak. I work for Freedom FM and TV. I want to get a clarity. When Madam Gay was calling the result from Nima County, District 6, she mentioned the first person. From there, she mentioned Musa Berete. So I want to get a clarity. Which district is Musa Berete in? Is it 6 or 7? Because it has been aired that most ability falls on District 6, and the results in District 6 shows that there is a winner in that most ability.
So can we have the commissioner, firstly to say it wasn't Commissioner Gay who read, but I see you pointing to Commissioner Awa. So perhaps Commissioner Awa can just look through there and read that again. Thank you for your observation. He's asking for what?
I said District 7. Yeah, I was very clear. I was very clear, concise, and precise as I progressed with the results. You didn't even take into consideration that it was Councillor Awa, Commissioner Awa, and not Commissioner Gay. So you see, you already had gaps. So I will read again to you. Okay. Nema County Electoral District 7, 47 polling places of the total of 85 polling places, constituting 55.29%. You have first on the list is Doma Rogers, SWY, UP. Votes obtained, 5,687, constituting 36.71%. Then you move on to Musa Hassan Belete, CPP. Votes obtained, 5,593, constituting the valid votes of 36.10%. Then you conclude with Dolo Senior Nazo D. Vault. Votes obtained, 2,718. Percent of valid votes represented here is 17.54%.
The last two questions, please.
My name is D. Olivia Bawon, and I report for Local Voices Liberia and Truth FM. Madam Chair, how transparent do you think these elections will be when there are more discrepancies in some of the figures?
I do not know of the discrepancies in the figures as you are talking. You need to point them out to me, and we will get the attention of the technicians who are working. And we say this is free, the process is fair, and if we have any challenge, as was raised by one of you yesterday on my reading, where I read 309 when it should have been 390. We checked it out and we came back to you to make that correction, which is already corrected on the website. Next question, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. My name is Gerald Koyinen. I write for Front Page Africa. There's a letter circulating in the media and the internet claiming to be from the ruling CDC, complaining to you about one of your data analysts of allegedly being a partisan, a member of the United Party. So they call on you to halt his involvement in the process and subjecting on an investigation. Have you received any letter from the CDC, and what is the commission's decision?
Yes, we have received a letter from the CDC. At this point that we speak, they are being called for a conference with the political affairs section and the staff concerned. Thank you very much. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you very much. And tomorrow we'll be here again. We'd like to say thanks to our partners and to you members of the Fourth Estate. Thank you very much.
Nelson, are you there?
Okay, yeah, Diamond, I'm here, and I'm trying. Okay, so Diamond, are you there?
Yeah, Nelson, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay.
Just a minute.
So,
Just a minute. Yeah, go ahead.
okay, so yes, Diamond, you just listened to the chairperson, Madam Director Brown Masala, concluding the press conference for today. Concluding the press conference for today, and yeah, so again, like other days, like many other press conferences that we've attended here since this process started, there were a couple of concerns from the media. There were a series of concerns as well from members of the public. The media asked the questions. Some of those questions, again, they were not pleased with the answers that were provided. But again, this is where we are, and the National Elections Commission has released another round of the progressive tally result on the just ended October election. So,
Is it probably one of the
Diamond, are you there?
criteria to be? Yeah, I'm here. Is it probably one of the criteria to be appointed as a commissioner at the NEC that arrogance should be one of the qualities you possess?
Well, I really can't say much about that, but yeah, Diamond, are you there?
Yeah, go ahead. We lost you for a bit.
Okay. Yeah, so that I wouldn't be able to say much about that, but what we're seeing here, like I've said repeatedly over and again, is an environment where the media have consistently complained about questions not being adequately answered or addressed. And of course, and this is something that has been happening. But again, we have seen some progress being made over the time with respect to the numbers coming out from the National Elections Commission. And despite the numerous of concerns that the media have had over the time, and some issues with the way the questions are being answered. We also see that the numbers are increasing on a day-to-day basis every single time this press conference is held.
Now, looking at the number of journalists in the hall today, from what I observed, there seemed to be a depreciation in the number of journalists present today. From your analysis, does it have to do with today being Sunday, or the fact that some of these journalists feel like even attending and asking their questions, they wouldn't get the answers that they want, and so now they're shying away from this all-important press conference by the National Elections Commission?
Well, today being Sunday could be one factor, but one thing I've observed since with this entire process took off is that media practitioners have consistently complained about the way the issue of questions are being addressed. Like today, I saw that following a series of questions, almost every media person who went up there to answer questions, I could see them coming back with an unpleasant expression on their faces, and some of them are how disappointed they are over the manner in which their questions. Like for example, the question being asked by
Nelson, we keep losing you.
Whether or not
Okay, folks.
yeah, but are you? Am I okay now?
Yeah, you
Am I
okay?
now?
Let's try it out. Yeah, go ahead, sir.
Am I okay now, Damon?
Yeah, you okay? Let's go ahead.
Yeah, so I was saying, for example, there was okay, so I was saying that,
Folks,
for
again, we
example, there
apologize.
was a question asked. There was a question asked by our colleague, Chukon Flaman, with respect to as to whether or not there has been threats from political parties or some other individuals involved with the process on the next chairperson or any of the board of commissioners. And she then told the journalist to inquire as to whether there has been any threat, or to tell her as to whether there has been any threat. When she is the net commissioner and the board of commissioners are there, they should be saying what they are experiencing. But the net chairperson, on the other hand, was telling the journalist to say what she could be, probably experiencing with respect to threat. So that's the trend, with respect to how questions are being addressed here at the National Elections Commission. Despite a follow-up. In fact, after I did a follow-up to that question, it
No,
was
the
when
time you
she
said a
did.
man a magician.
Yeah, after I told her that he's not a magician, so why would she ask him to say as to whether she had been experiencing threat. It was then she told us that she told the conference or all of the media persons here that she had not received threat. But the thing is, she could have just told the journalist from the onset that no, I haven't received threat. But she had to tell him to say what she is experiencing and all of that. So that's just one instance, and that is one of the reasons why most of the media practitioners sometimes they get discouraged, sometimes they don't come, and stuff like that. But again, the numbers here with respect to the presence of the media is reducing by the day. That's what I can say. Like the first day, we saw a couple of international media outlets. They were here. We saw the number of observers was very huge. We just couldn't count them. Like I told you the other day, Diamond, this entire segment you see on the stream, this segment of the conference hall is dedicated to the observers, be it local, international, and other individuals. This segment is dedicated to the partners, like you have the USAID and other international organizations that are partnering, helping the National Elections Commission. This is a segment that is dedicated to them. And then you have this segment beginning here for the media, right? But as we speak, this segment at least tries to have maybe some individuals, the tripods, the cameras are posted here. But for the observer side, look, it was totally, it was almost empty today. Almost empty.
Okay, Nelson, let me just hold you there for a minute. Let me just hold you there for a minute and go quickly to Grand Bassa County, where this news is breaking. According to what we've gathered, the port of Buchanan is currently engulfed with fire. We have our correspondent King Brown on the line from Grand Bassa County. Good evening to you, King. How are you?
Well, Damastranga, I'm doing fine, and it's good to be on the line this evening, speaking strictly from the port of Buchanan.
What is happening? I saw a short video feed from you. I'm still of the hope that you will come in using the link so that we get the visuals from the port city of Buchanan, from the port there. But I did see a thick, pillar of smoke bellowing up from the port of Buchanan there. What's going on?
Well, thank you. Like you mentioned, the network also is not too good. That's why the live caught up. But what happened, what I have gathered so far from the fire service commander of the county, Jackson, he said that this is a boat that landed at the port of Buchanan that brought about 300 gallon jumps of fuel, oil, and gasoline. And when the boat landed at the port of Buchanan, the engineer assigned on this boat, he got down and he was watching some of his mechanical tools with gasoline. And so from one point to another, after he got through washing the tools, he went there now to connect the battery to the engine in order to start the engine. So when he went there, he missed the negative and the positive. So because he missed the negative and the positive, that's how the battery sparked fire, and the fire went strictly to the engine, and that led to the boat, gutted by fire. So engineer who it been alleged that he was doing the connection got burned severely, and he's been rushed to the Liberian Government Hospital in Buchanan. Currently, he's under medical attention, and the fire continued to blaze. And due to the severity of the fire, ArcelorMittal brought in 2 of their ships, and those ships are sprinkling waters on the fire to ensure that they can quench the fire. But the fire continued, Diamond. The fire to escalate because we have been told that the 300 gallons, or let's say jump of fuel oil and gasoline that this ship brought here, most of them are still undone. So the ones that on top of when it is burned, then the one that on it can catch up with fire, and then the fire continue to increase. So the speed of fire is still high, the fire is still up, and what they are doing now, they are trying to prevent the fire now because the fire is expanding to the building. So they're trying to prevent the fire from expanding to the building. It's what the ship operator they are doing now. They are sprinkling water straight on the spear. So that's how the situation looks at here, Diamond, as I speak. And there were other ships and boats that were in the water, but those who know how to dive, ArcelorMittal brought some of their workers here that know much about water, and they managed to have dressed and haul some of those ships and boats far away before they've been affected by the one that already on fire. So that's how the situation looking at the port of Buchanan Damo.
So from your explanation, this boat, caught on fire because of an error from the engineer. But the fire now, has it spread to the buildings that makes up the port, or it's just this single boat that is still on fire? And these firefighters from the Liberia National Fire Service and that of Asalomita are doing their best to contain this fire from not spreading onto the building, or it has already spread onto buildings making up the port there.
The fire, as a speed diamond, the fire is making its way to the building. The fire has covered the spear, so it's making its way to the building. So what they are doing now is they are trying not to prevent the fire now from going to the building. So the two ships, one is assigned behind the boat that is on fire, sprinkling water directly into the boat, and another one there is assigned near the affected boat, sprinkling water directly on the shore. So the one that's sprinkling water on the shore is preventing the fire from spraying to come towards the building.
How
and the
intensive is the fire, King? When you look at the fire, how intensive are the flames? How fast is it raging on?
The fire is very, very high. The flames is so huge. In fact, going into the whole sky, made the sky dark. You can stand from Morovia Junction as far as Morovia Junction is, and you will see the smoke in the sky. So that's what we're talking about here. It is not a small fire. All right. The jump of fuel oil that is on there continue to burst up, and the more the jump of fuel oil bursts, that the more the fire continue to escalate. So there's not a small fire we're talking about.
What has been done when it comes to evacuating employees? Because you said this guy who reportedly might have caused the fire, whether mistakenly, as you said from your narrative or not. We keep it that way until a formal investigation can conclude. But you said the fire chief has said he then turned the battery pool negative to positive and positive to negative, and that caused a spark. And today, right now, as we speak, we have a huge fire engulfing not just that ship, but wanting to make its way to buildings at the port of Buchanan. But evacuation-wise, have you seen employees and other contractors being taken out of the port there in Grand Bassa County?
No, Damo, nothing has happened like you mentioned. The only thing that happened here, the engineer that was in the boat, when the boat got up by fire, due to her condition, he was rushed at the Liberian Government Hospital. So far, so good. Other employees, workers, and citizens from Bassa in other communities, they all are here at the port, looking at the situation here. And so far, so good. Nobody being taken away from here. Even the employees, they are here in their jacket, including some ArcelorMittal workers, the fire service detachment here. They are all here. Even some of the local county officials. I just met the development superintendent of the county, Flea Egley. I just met the city manager of Buchanan City, Mr. James Bien, and they all are here tonight.
Well, let's talk about this issue quickly before we go back to the National Elections Commission. One last question for you, King. From all of the firefighting expertise being deployed, do you see them winning the race against this fire that is raging on? Is it quenching? Are they managing to make some gains, or they're not making any gains at all?
From the look of things here, Damon, on the scene where I'm currently posted, the two ships that are trying to quench this fire, they are trying their possible best, but they are not making any gains because the fire continues to increase, and they too, they are afraid to come closer to the fire. So these ships, they are retrieving back, and when they retrieve back for some time, then they have to come in for a little bit to ensure that the water that they are sprinkling can stretch directly in the port. Then after that, they can go back again. So they are not making any gains so far as to speak. Probably this fire may likely go over them. Maybe it will be around 1 o'clock from my own analysis or observation. It will go up maybe by 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock as to speak, when some of those few oil drums on there, have all bust up, open up, and then they will manage to cool the level of the fire as to speak. But the fire continues to intensify, though they are wasting more water, and the water they are wasting is not a small thing, but the fire continues to intensify, Damo.
Grand Bassa County has got a fire truck?
Well, Grand Bassa County got one fire truck about 2 years ago. but the fire truck, as we speak, the commander said recently that it was down, and according to him, he and his men managed to have repaired it, but the fire truck, he said that it could not facing this kind of a fire. So for that reason, it is not here.
Okay. All right, King. Keep us updated as to what's happening there in Buchanan, and we hope that fire can be quenched before it wreaks further damage there at the port there in Buchanan City. Thank you so much, King Brown. We'll
Thank you so much, Damo. It was a pleasure.
Feed from Buchanan City. So that's live report from Buchanan City, Grand Bassa County, where it is being reported that fire outbreak at the port of Buchanan. According to King Brown, who's our correspondent in our county, the fire is said to have started when an engineer on board a ship that brought some consignment of fuel and gasoline did miss polarity with the battery pole. He put the negative to the positive and the positive to the negative, and then it sparked fire there, but they're doing their best to quench the fire. Let's see if we can reconnect with Nelson Cole at the National Elections Commission. So Nelson, if you can kindly unmute your microphone, that will do us a bit of good so that we can conclude this conversation here. Nelson,
are you getting me now, Damo?
Yes, Nelson, I can hear you loud and clear, except for the one or two glitches happening due to the network. Yeah, let's wrap up from NEC quickly.
Yeah, so yes, we were just talking about the atmosphere for the media and all of that, but going to unless if there's something you want to ask about that before I move on to recaps of what NEC released today.
Now you just do the recap, Nelson. You can go ahead and do the recap.
So as part of what the National Elections Commission did here today, there was results coming in from several counties across the country. As you know, Gbapolu County was not captured for the presidential vote. And so that raised some real concerns here amongst journalists. A lot of journalists were concerned as to why Gbapolu County was not captured, especially when other counties were, when the NEC commissioner gave the numbers for the top two political actors or the candidates from the other counties, but did not talk about Gbapolu. And so she was asked as to why Gbapolu, that situation, and her response to that question was that they are still tallying. They did not conclude tallying the votes for Gbapolu County, and that's the reason why there was no presidential vote, let's say presidential result for Gbapolu County today. But there were other results that came in for senatorial and representative positions from the different areas. So, for example, yesterday, the reason why that became of concern is because yesterday, the result from the NEC chairperson was that 96 out of 100 34 polling places were captured yesterday, constituting 71% of the votes for Gbapolu County. And of that number, as of yesterday, the CDC had 11,996, constituting 41.81%, while the UP got 12,813 votes, constituting 44.63% of the vote. But today we didn't get anything from Gbapolu County, so that became of a concern. So moving on to the total we got from the different counties for the two top presidential candidates today, as released by the National Elections Commission. The Unity Party, according to the NEC, today has, as of today, has 589,977 votes, constituting 43.54% of the total votes released from the total results released from the National Elections Commission now, while the CDC has 593,558 votes, constituting 43.80%. So where we stand right now, Diamond, and the folks listening out there, is that the CDC stands at 43.80% of the total votes, while Unity Party stands at 43.54% of the total votes as are released by the National Elections Commission right now. So there were several counties that were captured. If you don't mind, we could do just a few of them. Diamond, are you there, Diamond?
Yeah, Nelson, go ahead. You loud and clear. Just go ahead, sir.
Okay, so there were several counties captured today. So we could just do a few of them. For example, Bapolu County, 102, not Bapolu, but let's say Grand Bassa County, 266 out of 405 polling places have been counted. That's about 65, constituting 65.68% of the total votes from Grand Bassa County. Of that number, as of the results today, the Unity Party has 25. That's 25,400 votes. That's about 35.32%, while the CDC has 31,050 votes, constituting 43.83%, putting the CDC in the lead there as per the results we have from Grand Bassa County, Diamond. And then moving on to just a few other counties here. I already spoke of Bapolu because there's no presidential results for Bapolu today. So Lofa County, for example, has Lofa County. Okay, so let's move to Grand Cru. Grand Cru County, 77 out of 110 polling places have been completed. Unity Party has 1,673 votes, constituting 7.76%, while the CDC, on the other hand, has 17,279 votes. That's 17,200, constituting 79.82% of the votes there for Grand Cru County. And for Lofa County, I go back to Lofa. The CDC has received in total 73,761 votes, constituting 56.16%, while the CDC has 35,951 votes, constituting 27.37%. So there are lots of other counties that were dealt with. Montserrat County, for example, remains a battleground, Diamond, as per all of the results coming in for the both political parties. So as of today, the results released by the National Elections Commission, in Montserrat County, we have 2,008 polling places across Montserrat County. Of that number, the National Elections Commission has completed 1,608 polling places, and that constitutes 80% of the vote, 80.08% of the vote from Montserrat County. And of that number, Diamond, the Unity Party has 252,155 votes, constituting 45.50%, while the CDC has 266,633 votes, constituting 47.37%. So now the Unity Party for Montserrat, as per the votes or the numbers released so far by the National Elections Commission, Unity Party stands at 45.50%, while the CDC stands at 47.39%. All right, so these are just a few. Nima County, for example, 736 polling places. Of that number, 535 have been completed by the National Elections Commission, constituting 72.69% of the votes from Nima County so far. So as it stands, the Unity Party has accumulated 96,382 votes from Nima County, constituting 57.88% of the votes. And the CDC, on the other hand, has accumulated 35,474 votes from Nima County, constituting 21.26%. So in Nima County, Diamond, the CDC stands at 21.26%, while the Unity Party stands at 57.88%. So there are lots of other counties, but maybe for the sake of time, we'd like to take just two more counties Then we move to Maryland County. Maryland County has 175 polling places. Of that number, 94 has been completed successfully by the National Elections Commission, constituting 53.71% of the votes. Of that number, the Unity Party has accumulated 3,782 votes, constituting 12.97%, while the CDC has 21,339 votes, constituting 73.18%. And then for Margibi County, where I might end up due to time factor, there are 441 polling places in Margibi County. Of that number, the 113 of those polling places have been completed successfully, and that constitutes 25.62% of the total votes from Margibi County. Of that number, Unity Party has 17,502 votes, constituting 50.36%, while the CDC has 13,758 votes, constituting 39.59% of the vote.
Nelson,
Now,
Nelson,
as
let,
far
let-
as-
let me just hold you there a bit. I know you're going county by county, but I want us to look
Yeah.
at it from a broader spectrum, from the overall percentage base. Remember, we've been telling our people that this is a percentage game as numbers are accumulated based on where this tallying has been done, these counties.
Yeah.
Now, looking at, let me just take you back and then bring you to where we are now. If you look at on the 13th of October, you had the total number of polling places tallied at 25.93%. And at the sum total, you had the CDC George Manenwia with 216,344, standing at 44.56% of the total number of valid votes, tallied. And you had the UP at 207,217. 42.68. So you had a margin of 2 points something there. I'm just trying to give a broader perspective. Now, if you look at yesterday's report, you had the CDC accumulating 415,895 votes, a percentage of 44.58, and the UP 402,137 votes, 43.1, a gap of about 13,000 in terms of deficit that the UP had to cover. Now, if you look at today's report, the gap is 593, 558 is 589, 977. If we do the math, it's 3,581.
Please do the latter part of that.
Okay,
number
let's
again.
do the math quickly. With Lofa County
Yeah.
being completed 100%, you have President, that's candidate Weah, 593,558. That is 593,558 votes,
58.
right?
Yeah.
Then
Yeah,
you subtract that, the
43.80.
Unity Party is 589,977. It gives you a gap of 3,581. So the Unity Party has got a deficit of 3,581 votes, with Lofa County being completed. That was how they were able to have cut this gap with the CDC. Now, if we look at the percentage now, is 43.80. 43.80 minus 43.54. There's the gap. 0.26.
Yeah.
0.26. So now our people are getting what this percentage thing is. So you had a gap that was larger yesterday, and based on the fact that Lofa has been, tallied 100%, plus other parts of the country, it is now 0.26. It's not even 1% in terms of the margin. And you still have some polling places in the southeast. You still have got Bong. You still have got Bapolu to be reported 100%. Montserrado County to be reported 100%. So if you look at this thing, where is it leaning to?
Yeah, Diamond. First of all, that's why we stated yesterday, as we went on to have this very conversation, you and I, that uh, the numbers as it stands will not be static. It's going to fluctuate based on the regions that have been captured. And you're right, Diamond. The gap has has narrowed a bit based on the fact that Lofa County has been tallied 100%. So where we stand now is that is a kind of critical juncture. We are at a critical juncture right now, and I think no single political party should just sit back, relax, but we should all keep our eyes on the numbers. So Unity Party, what I see is that from yesterday up to today, Unity Party has made significant progress with respect to the numbers coming in. And yes, who knows? So we still have some counties left, for example, that are considered Montserrat County stronghold. You take, for example, Nima County, that is considered Unity Party stronghold, for that I meant to say. So you take, for example, Nima County. Nima County has 736 polling places. Of that number, 536 have been completed, tallied successfully. You have 72% of the votes have been counted from Nima County successfully. So if you take the 72% from the 100%, you'll be talking about 28, or let's make it 27 point something percent that's remaining for Nima County. And so the same spreads across to other counties. Montserrat County, as you know, is a battleground. You still have about 20% of the votes that is yet to be counted from Montserrat County. And you talk about Margibi County, where the Unity Party have been in a very comfortable lead with a 17,000 to 13,000 for the CDC. Margibi County, you have just 25% of the votes that have been counted from Margibi County. So what I see here, Diamond, is that the numbers are still counting. Despite some counties being completed, we see that the southeastern region has been heavily tallied, except for a very few places that are yet to be captured. So what this means is that the Unity Party at this point stands a chance, of getting in a comfortable position, and that is based on the fact that some of those counties that are considered Unity Party stronghold still have some numbers coming in. The numbers are yet to be completed, and then taking into consideration the total number of registered voters, the population in those counties, and so forth. That is something that might play in the favor of the Unity Party. But again, Diamond, one thing I don't want us to forget is the fact that all those counties we're talking about, whether stronghold or not, there are places in those counties that are equally not strongholds of those respective political parties. All right, so those regions will obviously have the numbers coming in for the opponent. So if it is a CDC stronghold, for example, you might have a community, a town, a region in that place.
Just a quick question, Nelson. Just a quick question. Lucini Camara placed third overall presidential race in Lofa. Teonse Gonglo, third presidential race in Nimba. If you were to omit the two of them, would you be talking something different now in terms of numbers coming in?
Certainly, Diamond. That's absolutely what the reality is now, because bulk of these numbers are coming in the way it is coming because of the number of political parties, the number of candidates we've seen in the race. And I think that is one of the reasons why even those in the opposition community, before getting at this point, we're seeing consistently advocating for opposition unity so as to reduce the number of candidates. Well, if in the case where we have not, we've not had Councillor Tiawon Gongu, for example, in the race, the numbers pouring in for Ambassador Bakai or the Unity Party will have been higher than what we've seen now for Nima County. But due to the fact that Councillor Tiawo Gongo is there that has tempered with the Unity Party or possible votes for the Unity Party from that part of the country. And you're equally right when you talk about the Lucini Camara vote, especially for Lofa County and other parts of the country, especially with Lucini being one of the candidates that was not spoken much of during the campaign period, but is seen now performing, at a satisfactory rate, especially since the results started coming in. In the case where he was not in the race, it would have been a whole different case. That would have, played in the favor of the Unity Party, considering that place is considered a stronghold. But one thing I don't want us to forget, Diamond, just before maybe you come in with another question, is the fact that just on the eve of election, about 2 days to the conduct of the October 10th polls, there was this fracas between supporters of Lucini Camara of the ACOP and that of supporters of the ruling establishment, the CDC. We saw that fracas, and a lot of people up to the present still think that that did not play well for the CDC. A lot of people up to now still do believe that that fracas took away not just from the Unity Party votes based on the fact that Lucini Camara is performing well in Lufa County, but they believe that it also took away from the CDC votes based on the fact that Lucini Camara is deeply rooted in the Islamic community and the fact that the CDC and that group had to go, into what happened.
My final question to you, we have to wrap up to leave time for production to get set for Spoon Talk tonight. There will be a special edition. Nelson Kule is at the headquarters of the National Elections Commission. Now, what conversations should be held now? If you are a political leader, whether you candidate we are or candidate Boyka, put yourself in their frame of mind. Should they start having conversations with Councillor Tiawanse Gonglo, Lucini Camara, and the rest of those who contested and got some sort of numbers? Should they start having those conversations like yesterday, or wait and see whether or not the NEC is going to pronounce that there will be a second round and start having these conversations, taking into consideration there will be offers and counter offers as well to these people who are seen as those that can get you votes if there will be a second round?
Well, I think the conversation should have started even before now, Diamond. I think the conversation should have started even before now, because the numbers have already started coming out. And again, some of these political parties or candidates were overlooked. They were underrated before getting at this point. All right. So before now, not too many top political parties were concentrating on having conversation with Lucini Camara of the ACOP, for example, because it was not one of the big names during the campaign period in our country. The concentration was on Mr. Alexander Cummings of the CPP, for example. The discussion was around Dr. Monoba, for example, but we're seeing that those individuals are at the sixth place in the case of Mr. Cummings and the 16th place in the case of Dr. Monoba as the report yesterday. So, Diamond, that speaks to the fact that things changes, just at any given point in time. So, at this point, you're right, the conversation should begin. I think at this point, any political party that has her eyes on a second round should now start to have the conversation with these candidates, especially the Lucini Camara of the ACOP, Councillor Tiawon Gonglo, who's pulling more votes from Nima County, and Appiton, Edward Appiton as well, who is also pulling more votes.
So now
Edward
Appiton has put himself in a pole position that conversations can be had with him concerning a second round and negotiations reached. And you're not mentioning a Cummings. Looking at the leaderboard now, you have George Manewia, Joseph Iman Boyka, Edward Appiton plays in third as of now, according to the NEC. Lucini Camara fourth, Tiawanse Gonglo fifth, and you have Mr. Cummings at sixth.
Yeah, Damon, whichever way you put it, before now, the concentration was on Mr. Cummings. That's why you saw when there was this need for opposition, collaboration, opposition, unity, the likes of Senator John Balut and all of those people were heavily gravitating towards Mr. Cummings. They rated him at that level at the time, but as it stands, numbers don't lie, Damon. The numbers don't lie, and the numbers have started to speak. And what the numbers the numbers are saying, or what the numbers is saying right now, is that the best individuals, the individuals who are in a better position to spark these kinds of conversations with now, are the likes of Edo Apiton, like him or not, the likes of Lucini Camara. You know, before even coming down to Councillor Tiawon Gongo, then you can talk the likes of Mr. Cummings, who is all the way down at the 6th place. But the numbers are speaking. And as per what the numbers are saying, the individuals that political parties should be sparking conversations with now are the people who are at the top of the chart right now.
Okay. All right, Nelson, we have to leave it at that. We just did an analysis, crisscross, back and forth. But just as added information, with 200 polling places still left in Nimba to be tallied and consolidated according to the NEC data, with on average 500 votes per polling place, and give or take, if you do the math, that's 100,000 votes. But if you talk about turnout, not 100%, you don't want to do your stats at 100%, give or take, you might be looking at 75,000 to 80,000 votes thereabout to be tallied from those 200 polling places across Nimba. That's a large number, and taking into consideration the United Party is performing at the 80% thereabout rate, and the CDC somewhere lagging beyond 19, 20, 21%, you know, and you do your maths, that's a huge chunk if it goes the United Party's way to bridge this gap. You also got Montserrado County still, and with a large chunk to be tallied and all of that. But it's too early to start having these conversations as to whether or not there will be a second round. But if you look at the trend with 43, you got 7%, give or take 7 to 8% for each of the two to reach the 50% threshold plus one, or even above the 50% threshold. So if you look at it either ways, it's possible that there can be a one-round victory for either of the two, or there can be a rerun. Thank you so much, Nelson. I have to leave you right there from the NEC. Big thanks to you and your crew for making sure we get informed from the headquarters of the National Elections Commission. I'm not a magician, though, so I have to let you go with you and your team.
No, yeah, I think that's the word. The journalist is not a magician to know.
He's not a magician.
but that was, let me just say on behalf of the team here, Ernest Bina is behind camera, Chokon Flama has been here, Sylvester Wooley was here as well. I want to say on behalf of the team, thank you, and the crew in studio as well. And thanks to our Liberian people in and out of Liberia who continue to follow the work we do. Thanks a lot, Donald. And
thank you. Thank you to you and the team, Nelson. You're a good team leader there with the guys out there in the field. You make sure to do your best. The word now is, the phrase is, or the sentence is, I'm not a magician. When I ask you a question, answer me.
Oh, you're a magician, but I'm not a magician.
So give me your phone. Give me your phone. Let me read whether you get threat messages in it.
You get threats or not.
Something you want me to know. Nelson Fuller, live there from the headquarters of the National Elections Commission. Folks, we have to call it a day for now. We have to take a break, and Spoon Talk is going to come your way later on tonight. Thank you again, Nelson. Thank you to Prince Hammer, alias DJ Magic, for making sure he coordinated all of the production works here in studio. Haji Masale is our editor-in-chief here at Spoon House, and he's been helping with all of the details to make this production a wonderful one. My name is Diamond Slanger. Thank you so much for watching. I'm not a magician, though, but I can tell you that Spoon Talk is going to be back tonight to bring you more. Thank you for watching, and bye-bye.